The brief was to create a native sanctuary and one that treads lightly on the land and responds to the site in a sympathetic manner. The key challenge is probably also the key opportunity, which is being on volcanic rock. And what does that mean? And that means we're a little bit limited with penetrations into the ground or huge excavation. That's also a response to having a container pool rather than an in-ground pool, a deck which floats above the volcanic rock, and also how can we reuse some of the volcanic rock as steppers or rocky mounds and use those things to help articulate the space. Part of this design, treading lightly on the land, is about how we can be smart with the plants, plant selection, planting design, and avoid irrigation. And there's a couple of components to that. One is planting at the right time of year. And if we plant in the autumn, then it gives plants an opportunity to settle in over the wet months, over winter, and then come spring, they're held in and ready to go. And that gives them greater resilience for the summer. The other component to that is the plants themselves. And if we plant things which are appropriate to a particular niche or aspect of the site, they're more likely to survive. And high diversity means that if one thing fails, something else can move into that space. So it's acknowledging and responding to this idea that gardens can change and we embrace change. We're underway at the moment with the hardscape side of things. That will be a month or two. And then the garden prep will happen and then work will stop. And it will stop until about May. And then in May, once we're in the planting season, which is the front end of the planting season really, we'll come back and plant. It will be a haven and an invitation, of course, for native birds and bees, including native bees, and even people. So there's a few different zones. There's an outdoor lounge, there's a gravel garden which steps out from the client's workshop. There's also an edible garden which is near the street, and that's about actually inviting the community in to learn about plants and growing food. And there's also a secret garden which is down the back, and the aspect of that is to enjoy the afternoon sun.